When you're even working on your mental health, always see how you process as a person in your body.
People themselves think that, okay, I don't think this is a valid reason for me to take an off today, right?
Yeah.
But when there is enough evidence even in your body that you are feeling low, and hence maybe you're having a headache that day, or maybe you have been stressed for a prolonged period of time,
Right.
your job is stressful, or maybe your family conditions are provoking stress in you, it is going to develop so many physical symptoms in them, and which is why a lot of people develop early health conditions.
Right.
So many people of a very young generation become diabetic at a very young age.
True.
What can we do about this whole issue of not accepting our mind but accepting our body?
I think the first thing I, as a counseling psychologist, always teach is that I wouldn't say teach, but yeah, something that I always bring up in my sessions is that when you're even working on your mental health, always see how you process as a person in your body when you're going through something. For example, you know that you're feeling anxious about something right now. Just observe and be mindful of how your body works at that moment. For example, as I mentioned a practical example before, which is when you are having a really tough day, by the end of the day, you would not want to talk to anyone. You completely isolate yourself, maybe coop yourself under the blanket, and you even notice taking shorter breaths, as I said. So maybe when you're having a really sad day or when you're going through a lot of anxiety, so your body is basically saying that you completely disconnect from the environment. So notice how your body interacts with you or with the environment, because these signs later are going to tell you what you're exactly feeling. So be very mindful of how your body works, because no matter what signs it shows, it's also telling you what it might instead need. So for example, as I said, in this example, it's more of a disconnect with the environment. So what would be a better option would be to maybe start reconnecting with the environment. That's why a lot of YouTube channels or even therapists of yours would be telling you that, you know, when you're feeling anxious or when you're feeling sad and you're not breathing well, they'll probably give you a lot of breathing exercises.
Yes.
That's a way to reconnect your body to the environment again, because it had been disconnected at that time. So these are the ways. You may, instead of isolating yourself from people, you might actually find one person you trust and actually talk to them rather than not expressing at all. That's a way better option than completely isolating yourself. So this is one of the very important aspects of understanding your mind and body and using them both together. There are other aspects also. For example, it's very important that when you're even trying to work on your mind, definitely work on your lifestyle.
Yes.
So lifestyle includes your nutrition, a balance between a routine and a spontaneous life, your sleep hygiene, and a lot of movement in your life. I think this lack of movement in your life is also something that really hampers mental health. So these things also need to be considered when you're actually working on your mind, because you just cannot separate your nutrition, movement, and for people who have uterus and live a life with their menstrual cycle, even having a complete proper hormonal checkup of and living a life with their menstrual cycle, that is also a very, very important aspect that needs to be definitely considered, but a lot of people may not really be aware of that. So these are some of the points. Yeah.
Click on the bell icon to watch our latest videos.